Hey Team Solano, this is Jim Porter. It's so hard to get all 26 or 27 of us together at the same time, so I'm going to do a training video today on what's going on in the market and what I expect in the future. Okay, first of all, congratulations to all of you. The President's Club people that got the opportunity to go to Silverado just kicked ass. We had 3 of our loan officer teams in the top 10 out of all of First Priority Financial. Year to date, we've got Loli and Alex up at the top of the leaderboard in number of units closed for 2015. So things are going absolutely incredible right now for our company. And our support staff from the new temp that starts on Monday all the way up to Sarah, who runs our processing department, are just doing an incredible job for us. I think you guys will be really excited about our 2 new employees that start next week. Melissa Ramos will be starting. That's Jessica Ramos's niece. That's Terry Ramos's daughter. Terry Ramos is a genius type of a guy that works in the computer software business. Melissa Ramos wants to be a photojournalist someday with National Geographic. So she's got some big time talent in the photography business, which means that she's probably a pretty creative young woman. She's been through the interview process and is starting on Monday, June 8th, 2015. We're also hiring Tina Miller's daughter, Darian Miller, Monday. She's going to work for us for a couple, 3 months as a temp. She is a 4.5 GPA kid that's going off to UC Davis next year. And again, her name is Darian Miller. Her mother is Tina Miller that works over at Coldwell Banker Capel Gateway. I'm going to have Darian be the receptionist over on the Main Street office, and her job will be to meet and greet customers as they come in and help Brandon, Jennifer, Andy, Tim, Annie, help everybody over there on Main Street along with Merlin to make sure that this place has plenty of support on site to help people make photocopies or to scan files. Now, again, that's Darian Miller. She's going to start here on June 8th, work here for a few days, and then on June 11th, we're going to have our big get-together, our what I call a team building event. We're going to have mimosas and maybe some Bloody Marys along with breakfast down at Green Valley Country Club on June 11th at from 8:45 till around 10:30, 10:45. So please come for a really nice breakfast and a mimosa. Everybody is invited. Melissa and Darian, the 2 brand new people, are going to stay and cover the office here so that we have a receptionist at both locations. So again, that's on June 11th. Now, let's talk about what's happening in the market. First of all, I'm sure you all have noticed that interest rates have jumped from a national average of 3.79% up to about 4.22%. That's the national average. So you can only imagine, I can only imagine for you guys out there selling mortgages, how difficult it is to talk to somebody 2 months ago at 3.8% and now have to talk to them about 4.25%. I know the challenges that exist for loan officers. One of the things that I want you guys to all remember as we move forward in 2015 is that we are in a super strong bull market, and we've been in a super strong bull market in the mortgage industry, in the retail financial sales business. We've been in a really bull market now for almost 24 months. Well, let me just assure you that things do not last forever. If interest rates jump to 5% nationally by August or September, there's not going to be a lot of people refinancing. Not to mention, about half of the United States of America, it feels like, has probably just refinanced in the last 6 months. So I think that understanding that the refi mania is going to slow down is something that you guys should all consider. Now, the other thing that I've been really thinking about, and I'm going to finish this little training video with one more thing, one final really important point for you all to remember, is that I've been doing this crazy business really since 1985. Prior to that, I worked for 5 years in the finance company business, which is not really the same thing as the mortgage business. So the mortgage and real estate business since 1985. And one thing that I want to tell you is that markets change. So for example, in 1991 and in 1992, and then all the way through all of 1993, we had a huge refinance mania. Everybody in the United States was refinancing their mortgages because rates had come down quite a bit, down to around 3.5% to 4% for a short period of time, and people were refinancing their house because the rates went from like 6% in 1990 down to about 3.5% in 93. But it was a slow reduction in interest rates, and so what people were doing is they were refinancing their house twice a year, sometimes 3 times per year, with no points and no fees. Well, in January of 94, guess what happened? Interest rates went from 4% up to 5%, or maybe even 5.5%, and the refinance business just absolutely died. Now, the other thing that happens when people lock into a 30-year fixed rate mortgage at 3.5% or 3.75% is it makes it a little bit more difficult for them to sell their old house and move up to a bigger house, because the bigger house, although it may be a lot nicer, although it may have nicer neighbors, although the new house might have a ton more closet space, or maybe a larger garage, or better yet, a swimming pool, even though the new house or the bigger house really gets them excited and fired up, they keep going back and looking at their mortgage statement on their old house, and they see that they have a 30-year fixed rate mortgage at 3.75%. So a lot of times they lose their motivation to sell their old house and move up after periods of time like this, until they really have to because their family size has gotten larger, or maybe they're getting older now, and so they stay longer at the house that they live in before they move down to a 1-story house, because they have a 3.25% fixed rate mortgage. For example, my house on Dynasty Court in Fairfield, down in the Green Valley area, the 1-story house with an apartment above the garage. All right, I'm never going to sell that house. I will be dead before that house sells, because why in the hell would I refinance a mortgage like that? I only owe $395 on the damn thing, and the interest rate that I have in it is locked in on a 30-year fixed at 3.25% with no PMI. I am never going to sell that house, and I'm certainly never going to refinance the mortgage, am I? Because I'm never going to see 3.25% on a 30-year fixed again in my lifetime, or at least, assuming that I live another 20, 25 years. So what I'm trying to point out to you guys is be careful. Be careful that you don't adjust your income budgets and your expending budgets based on this huge bull market. Make sure that you save as much money as you possibly can and live off of about 60 or 70% of the income that you're currently making, so that you don't go broke when your income reduces when the business dies down. Now, how do you protect yourself from a business die down? It's so simple, it's ridiculous. It's called market share. You have to increase your market share. You've got to get more realtors. You have to have more realtors that love you, trust you, and think of you when it comes to referring a buyer. So you have got to build your realtor database and understand that when the refinances die, that your business is going to be 95 to 97% all purchase money business. Now, I'm working like crazy, spending a lot of money on going global so that we can start getting more office-generated leads. But I assure you, the key to our entire business is what people are saying about our company and what they're saying about you personally. So make sure that they're saying great things about you and spreading the word about you through their Facebook pages and through their social media websites and through their word of mouth sphere of influence around their family. Make sure that they tell people how great you are so that you get referrals. Because the client that you just closed a loan for in 2013 and 2014 might be a raving fan of yours, but they may not be coming back to you for a mortgage for 10 to 15 or 20 years because you just got them into a 3.5% fixed rate mortgage, and it's going to be very unlikely that they're going to want out of a mortgage that you just got them at 3.5%. So just remember, you have to contact these people and say, hey, listen, I know that you don't need to refinance, but please don't Don't forget to be a raving fan for me. Don't forget to be a human billboard for me and spread my name throughout the county, throughout your family, throughout your children, your brothers and your sisters, your coworkers at work. I need your help. I know that you don't need to refinance your house, and I know that you don't need a bigger house than the 3,700 square foot house I just helped you buy. But please, I really need you to be a raving fan, and I need your referrals, and I greatly appreciate your referrals. As a matter of fact, if you send me a referral, I'll send you a $3 gift card from Starbucks, because you can buy one hell of a coffee for $3 at Starbucks. Anyway, hope you're having a great day.